Okay, so today I'm checking out, I believe it's Rammstein. This is from Paris. This is Du Hast. Also, fair notice, this might turn into a review and not a reaction. I am familiar with the chorus of this song. Du, Du Hast, me, or Mesh, or whatever they say. That's all I know. There has to be more to this. If there's not, then I will change this to a review and not a reaction. Is bro on a treadmill? Okay. I know nothing about this band, other than the fact that that chorus exists. I think it's a chorus. That part of the song exists. I've heard it before, like I told you. I don't think I've ever actually seen these human beings. So you're going to have to teach me a lot. If you are the teaching type, feel free to let me know everything you want to know about the band, their songs, what I should be listening to, all that in the comments. That was heavy as hell for an intro. There's some weirdness. We got the guy on the treadmill here. I think I'm hearing like a keyboard, in the background. But I don't know if that's what that instrument is, so you guys can tell me. Is this a typical look for them, or is this just specific to this concert? These are all things that I don't know. I want to back that riff up a little bit, though. That was just pretty basic riff, but super heavy. Okay, well, this is definitely different from what I have been reacting to for sure. few people, not a lot, but a few people have yelled about I think I'm saying it right. Is it Rammstein or is it Rammstein? Maybe you can correct me in the comments if I am pronouncing that wrong. I've always heard. What have I heard? I've heard this talked about on the radio and stuff for years. I've just never checked into it. I feel like I've heard Rammstein more than Rammstein, but let me know. That's a killer riff. They're really riding that thing though, aren't they? we're 2 minutes 47 seconds in. That riff's been around for a lot of that 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So curious to where this is going to go. I guess what we had there was a verse which I had not heard before, so we get to keep this as a reaction. But interestingly enough, the part of the song that I was familiar with coming into this is what they have done the majority of at this point in time, so I'm curious to see how it develops. I was told that if you're going to do this stuff, you have to do it live. Rammstein is definitely something you got to check out live. So that's why we are doing the live stuff. I don't know anything about these guys or the members or how long they've been around or who's normally with who, what they normally look like. If this was specific just for this event, the stage, the set, their look, the way they paint themselves up, is that all normal? Does it change? Is it always the same? Man, they like to have fun. They're definitely not taking themselves too seriously here. I was checking for subtitles. I don't know if you saw me doing that, but they're not available, so I don't know what is being said. My understanding is Du Hast is or Du Hast mich, I think is how it's said. I believe that means do you hate me? I may be wrong, and if I am, feel free to nicely correct me in the comments. I want to back this up just a little bit here because it was interesting. What was being done on the keyboard was very interesting. This is different. It's like I can't tell. Even from the beginning of this, we'll check it at the end. It almost starts out as, what is this? Is this like techno metal? Like, not everything has to have a genre, and I understand that, but I'm trying to mentally place it in my old school metalhead head. I like it. It's groovy. It's cool. The riff's really awesome. They are just riding that. Like, is that the only riff we've got here? So I feel like what we've gotten is we've gotten a little taste of all these parts that we're hearing. A little taste of that little with the keyboard, the guitars, bass, everything. At one point in time, we had just bass going. Now that keyboard's bringing back in that little lick, which I felt like it did earlier, but it did it isolated to where it was actually in the front of the mix and everybody kind of backed out. Now everybody's back together and they've brought that back. It's almost like they brought the song full circle, so every little part is now all one here. I want to just back this up again just to kind of enjoy it. Obviously, this is a song written for the crowd. I mean, the massive crowd participation, the huge showmanship. This would be a really cool show to go see, I'm sure. I'm assuming that this is probably one of those stadium type arena shows that's probably like $500 a ticket. But man, from a show perspective, this could be worth it. I think I've answered my own question. Like, what genre is this? Like, where does it sit? I've only heard one Rammstein song at this point in time, but I'm assuming that Rammstein by itself is probably a genre. So tell me what else I need to listen to get a little bit more ears on them. This is, Rammstein's Du Hast is, I'm assuming, one of their most popular songs. This is one of the most reacted to songs. That's another reason why I chose it. It seemed like it was going to probably be user friendly, especially since I already kind of knew the main hook of it. But we're looking for more of this. This is really cool. I'm curious to see if they've got more thrashy metal type stuff. Do we always get this kind of differentiation? Is it always, do we take the same riff all through the song? Is that kind of a Rammstein thing? One way to find out, right? Let's go hear some more. Willst du bis zum Tod der Scheide sie leben auch in schlechten Tagen? Nein. Look at that. Nein. Willst du bis der Tod der Scheide treu sein? Okay. Well, that was fantastic. Let's check out this beginning again. There's something I want to pick out back here. See, now I feel like I'm kind of at a rave or something. Like I wasn't. If I'm just showing up, never heard any of this for the first time, didn't know anything. I'm not sure what I'm prepping for, but I don't think I was prepping for the massive guitar riff that comes by. I can tell you one thing: I would not want to have to walk on a treadmill while trying to play my instrument. That is a guaranteed way to see me fall down. I'm trying to think if I've ever fallen down on stage before. No, I have yet to fall down on stage. I have had band members do it, but I've yet to fall down on stage. I've had to, well, I didn't have to. I've watched my singer have to jump off stage before to avoid something that was happening on stage, but yeah. This was interesting. So I'll mark this in the reaction category. There was some verse and stuff there that I'd never really heard before, but there was a whole lot of Du Hast mates. Very, very big on the crowd participation. So just curious to learn more about this. This is like the big song, I guess. I would say, at least over here in the United States of America, this is the one I'd heard of. I can probably tell you this is the only song I've ever heard of from Rammstein. Don't know if they're bigger, and I'm just not paying attention to them because of the demographic or whatever it may be, but this is the only thing I've ever heard of from them. So I'm curious. Is there heavier? Is there harder? Is there faster? Is there, like, do they have... do they incorporate other music types as well? Because we've kind of got a little bit of that fusion going on here. Is it always, backed by a heavy? Are they a heavy band at their core? And that being said, so that I can go past Du Hast, which should I do next? I'm an old school thrash metalhead, always have been and always will be. Check out some of my other reactions if you haven't yet to get a little bit more understanding on what I kind of like, what I don't like. And, you know, I've counted on the fans at this point in time from every fan base to tell me kind of what is next. You know, if this isn't a metal band per se, that doesn't mean that I won't react to them more in the future. If I like them, I simply will. So don't think that you have to give me something that's metal. If this isn't a true, you know, thrash metal band, that's fine. I've been listening to some Bandmade. They're not a metal band, but they have metal in it. This has metal in it. I mean, I'm really enjoying kind of the journey of discovery that I'm going on right now. I didn't think Rammstein was going to end up in it, but there's a few other bands I probably didn't think were going to end up in it either. I liked it. But what's next? If you're an old school thrash metalhead and you're listening to some Rammstein, you're like, oh, you went with Du Hast. Good job. You went with the classic Du Hast. Well, what song should I do next? What's the one you want to see the old school classic thrash metalhead that plays guitar react to next? Let me know more about that. I'm curious of who the band is, where they're from. I think they're German, I believe. I may be wrong about that, but how long they've been around. I feel like it's been a really long time. Is this a normal get-up for them on stage? Was this look specific to that album that they were touring on, or just specific for this Paris show? Is it different every time? Are the members all the same as they were here in this video? Have just whatever you want to brain dump on me. Let me have it. I take in as much as I possibly can. Again, old school thrash metalhead, always have been, always will be. Coming over here from the first time from another video and you're like, well, that was different. I don't have any more reviews or reactions currently at this time for this band, but keep in touch. I'm sure they'll be there soon. Check out some of my other stuff. If you want to be more of a metalhead, there's plenty of stuff on my channel that'll help you do that. And the original videos will always be in the description, so you can always check those out too if that's what you prefer. For those of you that are part of, I guess, the Rammstein family, or Rammstein, God, I'm saying it both ways now. For those of you that are in this family, man, this was cool. Tell me what's next. Thanks for having me.